Hey everybody, welcome to the Hangout. Woo!
Woo-hoo! We were just talking about injecting turmeric.
Yeah.
Not injecting. That's definitely not what we were talking about.
Oh, ingesting. Yes, ingesting.
Yes, turmeric is neither a contact nor injury poison. It is only an ingested poison.
It's good for it's apparently for inflammation. So, and my doctor has told me I can't take any anti-inflammatory medicines because it makes my tummy hurt. So it's turmeric. I do think
Nice.
and it's pretty good. It's not bad in a smoothie. Makes it taste like rosemary. Kinda.
I don't know why, but this sounds like a very stirred conversation.
Aaron, I think you're muted.
She might be eating? I don't know. No, not eating. Okay. Just this mystery. We've had this other audio mystery going on this week.
That time, at least, the button had been pushed. It wasn't just muting me to mute me.
Nice.
But I didn't have myself muted before, so I still think it decides if I'm not here for a while that I don't need to talk.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
That is
I was
interesting.
gonna ask, first of all, I did point out if you've ever had turmeric like poof, because I bought it in a bag once. It is kind of a contact poison because it'll poof in your face.
Oh.
But I was curious if you're buying fresh turmeric or if you're using
No,
powder.
I haven't got. Should I buy?
I don't
fresh
know.
turmeric?
They sell it at the grocery store because
Yeah,
there's
my daughter.
a lot of people cook Indian food near me, so there's
My daughter's into it.
excellent access.
I suppose. Yeah, I should look into that. No, I just use the powdered stuff.
I have to admit, I don't know if it tastes better or if it's more potent or something.
Oh, like all fresh things, I bet it's probably worth it.
I mean, some things, they sort of get more distilled when you dry them because you sort of get more whatever it is per ounce when you're dried it up.
I think my daughter puts it in with fresh ginger into a blender, and man, she makes some. She gives you these shots. She'll say, "Here, have one of these," and it is, man.
Once again, I thought I don't know why I'm so ready for you to be using intravenous herbology, but apparently I'm there.
Yeah, trusting your daughter when she just hands you something to drink, that was your first mistake.
Oh, it was. I mean, it's like it's no easier than swallowing a shot of tequila. It's that strong. But wow, it sure wakes you up. Yeah. So yeah, turmeric. That's my thing now.
Welcome, everybody.
I mean, that's pretty hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You trendsetter, you.
So
I'm super. Oh, go ahead.
real quick before we're getting too far into it, Steven, do you want to tell us about the giveaway that's going on?
Oh yes, the giveaway. We have several. It's all for the same prize. So I'm going to just read you my shtick, which I wrote today, and so it's not where I left it. Give me like a minute, and I'll figure it out.
Well, meanwhile, I want to show off my pertinent shirt. I never remember to wear this, but red potion,
cool.
Oh, nice.
great for stab wounds, burns, broken bones, and much more.
Okay, here it is.
Nice.
Today we have 3 different chances to win a giveaway. 2 are here on Twitch in the chat thingy. 1 of those 2 is for US only entries, and the other is for international only entries. Now the information is up there for like what you type in if you're for an international viewer, and what you type in if you're a US only viewer. There's also a Discord giveaway in Tavern, which is available to, and it doesn't matter where you are, international or here. What is the prize? It is the fantasy novel Innate Magic. Innate Magic is the first book in the Marrowbone Spells series, which features Paul Gallagher, a lower class magician in post-war London who aspires to not magician. I'm sorry. I knew there was something I was missing. Cloth mage. He's a cloth mage in post-war London who aspires to high society through spells, wits, and irresistible charm. He hides a secret, however. He possesses a powerful and illegal innate magic that could help him achieve his wildest dreams, or, you guessed it, spoil everything.
Nice.
Kinda sounds good. I think post-war London would be a really cool setting for something like that. Plus, this is an editor's pick on Amazon right now. So that's some pretty high praise.
Yeah, so you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you can just read it for free, or you can enter for a chance to win a paper version of it, a paperback version. So, use ! enter if you're in the US, use ! ticket if you are not in the US.
I'm super excited about it.
And we'll notice if you sign up for the international one and you're actually in the US, we'll notice.
Oh, we will know.
Yeah.
Oh, we will know. We will remember.
Yeah, we'll know.
100%.
We can tell.
Without fail. It's because of all the turmeric we drink.
That's right. Yeah, post-war would be pretty cool. I've been watching a lot of like the Wartime Garden or whatever stuff, and
that was fun.
Wartime Garden.
Yeah, where it's this series. There's these three. It's like an archaeologist, a historian, and
Ruth Goodman is the one who's in all of them, and then she works with Peter Ginn is one, and then Alex Langlands, and because they switch around, but Ruth Goodman is the expert. I've read some of her books, and they're really, really interesting too.
Yeah, so they go in, they do a deep dive. They live they dress, they only use they eat the food, they use the tools, everything of the period. And so there's one where they're doing a medieval one where it's like a bunch of medieval, what it's like to be in a castle, and they're actually contributing to build it. There's this project to actually build a castle from the ground up using all the original tools and all kinds of stuff. Whoa. And then there's but this one was like a wartime garden one, during World War II, Britain, there was the blockades and everything, cutting off supplies, and so Britain basically implemented a lot of rationing and just amped up turning, really took control of the whole farming thing. The Ministry of Farming and the Ministry of Food were two ministries that were or something like that, or Ministry of Agriculture. I can't remember. Yeah, and and anyway, but it's really interesting stuff to watch.
And I will say that people more often have heard of the house ones, like Colonial House and Frontier House and Victorian House and whatever. They're BBC and also PBS. And this is very different because the house ones, they put normal people into the situation and they kind of teach them, but the normal people never know what they're getting into. Whereas the farm ones, with Ruth Goodman and then the other people she works with, they're experts and they know what they're getting into, and they talk to other experts all the time. And so it's not trying to go out there and survive themselves. It's go out there and do it to sort of see how it feels and show it to the camera and that sort of thing. So it's very much a sense of I am watching an expert work as opposed to I am watching amateurs discover how little they knew about this group.
No,
which can be interesting in its own way, but.
Yeah, there's a lot of they go out, firing the bricks and the tiles that they need, blacksmithing, woodworking. There's all kinds, all of the techniques and tools and stuff. It's really good. If you're doing research or something for a period, it would be a really good series to check out. But also I was thinking all the rationing and stuff that they did, and the level of organization and government, control and stuff, people would flip their shit right now if anything like that was. I was these people were they were all trying to contribute and get through the war together and stuff.
But they did have the interview with somebody who told a story of the guy who had to be arrested.
Yeah,
because Warag came to tell him what to do, and he was like, "Hell no."
Yeah.
And there was a dust up over it. So
Yeah.
people are still people.
Yeah, and there was like a good black market,
Mhm.
like, and the government, because like fuel was rationed, they put like pink dye in the fuel, for example, or orange dye or something, so that, like,
Red,
if someone
yeah.
stole gas, out of like government vehicles, it could be traced. Like,
Oh,
and
Oh wow.
but then these black marketers were like, I think they tried different things that were rumored to have worked, and I think one of the best ones was filtering it through bread. Like it took out all of the dye.
interesting.
But yeah, it was
Neat.
cool show.
Hmm.
Also, a cool show that I'm super excited about. They're rumored that they're going to make Rift War finally into a series.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Oh,
so
nice.
excited
Saw that.
about that. So
Saw that.
excited. Even more excited than I was for World of Time, and hopefully I won't be as equally disappointed. But we shall see.
Hmm.
It's one of my. That's one of those foundational fantasy series I read growing up as a
Who
wee
wrote that?
lad. Raymond Feist
Oh.
and Jenny Wirtz. So it takes place. It's this fantasy series that's kind of there's this sort of traditional sort of European medieval fantasy world with dragons and elves and dwarves, but then there's the whole premise of the series. There's this rift that's opened to this other world that has a much more sort of Asian feel, sort of a Asian empire kind of a feel. And so there's these two distinct cultures and these two worlds basically at war. And then there's and they have slightly different magic systems and all this kind of stuff. And then there's all these interactions and crossovers between them. And then sort of Raymond Feist had started the series, but then Janie Wirtz, I think that's how you pronounce it. She kind of spun off and wrote some things in this other world as well. So they're going to there'll be a lot of, it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that, with all of the culture and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds promising.
I think that they're trying to really bring in, I think they're trying to bring in Asian writers and directors to make, and then for that world. And then I think they're trying to be smart about it, but we'll see how it turns out.
Have you all watched? I have not watched any of the Wheel of Time.
Yep.
What's that?
I know.
Randy's never heard of it.
But
Randy's our resident Wheel of Time expert.
I watched the first
No,
episode,
not
but
expert.
that was
Yeah.
the one with my parents, and do you break apart in watching and watch it, and then they haven't watched it, and do you watch it twice, etc. So
right. Okay. So
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I've seen it all.
I enjoyed it well enough.
Was it in seasons per one? There's 10 books, right, or something?
Just one season right now.
Okay. So is that book one, basically?
Yeah, more or less.
There's 14 books, should have been 7, and
14 books should have been 3. All right.
I bet they'd love to be able to film it to 14 seasons, but that's unusual in this day and age. Of course, I'm watching this Canadian historical procedural, and it's on season 15 and still going strong. It's the little
They
engine
still
that
haven't
could.
solved the mystery after that.
Well, no, procedural is that there's a new mystery every week.
Oh, I see.
And now one of the actresses got pregnant. So it was a whole huge plot point that the character couldn't get pregnant, but I gathered the actress sort of showed up when she couldn't hide it anymore and was like, "So, by the way," so they wrote it into the show. So
Nice.
I came back, and it was just randomly out of nowhere. And I was like, I bet this is a real pregnancy. I bet it's so hard because otherwise they would have really leaned into story-wise, working up to it. So
Funny.
on Call the Midwife, one of the actresses was pregnant, and they just hid it the whole time. She was at 8 months by the time the finale for that season was filmed.
I find it fascinating when and you can see all the tricks they use, right? They walk behind things, or they're holding a clipboard, and their clothes are suddenly
beach
very
ball.
unflattering and loose.
A beach ball rolls by in the foreground.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never seen
this one
shows where they're like they go all over the top because it's kind of like you already know, so we might as well be funny about it. Like she's carrying a watermelon because
in Call the Midwife, they did a lot of like really cool coats, so that at least looked nice. But she would sort of envelop herself in the like mink coat or whatever.
All right, I unmuted myself hanging.
Okay, well, welcome.
Oh, until I put in headphones. Oops, I just saw that.
Well, we're hanging out right now, Emily.
Yeah.
How's it sound?
It sounds pretty good. So, we got some viewers here. We're just chatting about like shows and stuff that we like. Did you watch Wheel of Time, Emily?
I haven't read the books either.
And are you using Chrome for your audio?
I am using Chrome for audio.
Okay. We've learned that lesson, I think.
Oh. I wasn't using Chrome the last few times.
is that a thing we determined is a problem for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just a potential, I think.
Because I'm not currently
who
signed in
knows?
through Chrome.
Oh, I mean, when I said I meant like most people. Whatever works, basically, is what should occur.
Well, if it turns out I'm causing problems, let me know. I don't know what I'll do. I guess I'll sign out and sign back in, and everybody will deal.
Everything is fine right now. Everything is fine.
Yep.
So lately we've been trying to stomp out this little audio echo that some of our people have been hearing. So it's like when they're talking, they can hear themselves within their own headphones, like talking back to them. Mm-hmm. And some of us seem to get it, some of us don't. We haven't quite figured out what's causing it yet. So if
Did
you
you
hear
check
something
your
weird,
headphones?
let us know.
For tiny gremlins, just in case.
I did. I actually did like 30 minutes ago.
I met Rhiannon.
Oh.
Man.
Well, it doesn't even make sense if gremlins in your headphones are making an echo in Rhiannon's. That's clearly the problem with this theory. There's no
True.
gremlin transference.
Well, what if gremlins in my headphones with their tiny little cell phones were calling gremlins in Rhiannon's headphones with their cell phones?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
You think gremlins don't have cell phones?
I should not have made that assumption. Everybody
it's a modern
has cell
day.
phones these days.
Yeah, they didn't. The companies would figure out a way to sell them little tiny cell phones because that is a market that is untapped.
That's true.
Yeah, Deckard Kane says it's magic. This is like the bad kind of magic that we don't want. We want to dispel this magic as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Did everybody have a good week so far? I'm having a good week.
Real slow
I,
start for me. I
What's
thought
that?
it was like I had a really slow start to the week. I think it's maybe because I was like fighting off a cold or something. When you just wake up and you feel like tired and groggy and you're not sure like why because you slept 8 hours but you're just still so tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was me Monday and kind of Tuesday. But I'm feeling all right today.
Sometimes you just like life is just caught up with you, and you're like, I just need a moment.
Mhm.
Your body
I think-
is like,
I the other day encountered the self-appointed dog poop police in the neighborhood next door. Because I live in an apartment complex, and there's a sort of like fire truck access road with a gate that goes into the neighborhood with homes that start at like 1.4 million and go up from there. And so I was walking through there, and there was somebody else walking their dog, and so a car pulls up beside the woman walking her dog. And I thought, oh, they live in the neighborhood. He's saying hello or whatever. And I was far enough that I couldn't hear their conversation. But she had like her, bag from her dog, and she like lifted it to like show him. And then like the car does a U-turn. And as she walks on, like the car goes away. So I can only think that he saw her with her dog and decided to like go tell her, to make sure. And she's like, I have scooped my poop. But
God,
What a very Seattle thing.
Yeah, totally.
is it?
I was a little sort
Yeah.
of like, come on, dude. But then as I was walking, there was somebody else's lawn that did have some unscooped on it. So maybe it's a problem in the neighborhood, but I don't know. Like, when you're in your like $1.4 million house, like my tiny violins for a little bit of dog poop on your lawn isn't very high.
Yeah,
Man, get a life.
not that big of a deal.
Well, and they have a private park too, because you can't have people who don't own houses in the neighborhood playing on your little slide. So private property.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had
Muted again.
Aaron, you're muted.
Oh no, it strikes
Okay.
again.
I want you to appreciate that I did it, so you didn't have to hear the fork noise. So
I
as
do
annoyed as I
appreciate it.
am about the mute, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, unmute, I'm doing it for you, Yang Yang.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
And maybe some
I'm
people
sure our
in the
viewers
audience,
appreciate it
but
too.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Yang Yang better than you guys.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh.
Nice.
I've never seen one of those where it was like no, you can't unless you're a resident. I totally believe it, but it also just sort of underscores like, oh, it's that kind of neighborhood. But
Well, it could also be, I know in my parents' neighborhood, the local recreation district, like, they're like, okay, the parks, those are ours. So we run them. So that means that everybody uses them. And the tax base, like, gets spread out a little bit. But I think that it's when you don't have a recreation district that's like strong in that way, who's like, okay, we're going to buy out the parks. They're going to come to us. Like, we're going to deal with this. That maybe
Yeah.
you can get where the individual developments are kind of
that makes
fencing
sense.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a problem with my dog right now, and that is that my wife keeps shaving his head. And right now, his head looks really small and his body looks really big.
I really want to see a picture.
I don't know how to solve this problem. She just looks at my dog and says, "Man, you'd be a lot cleaner if you didn't have so much hair on your face." And then she just goes for it. And then I come home and it looks like I had a lamb for a dog with a big poofy body and this little tiny head.
Wow.
It's hard to take him seriously.
Steven, will you please take a picture of your dog and share it in Discord so we all know what you're talking about?
Okay, I will.
Seriously.
He looks a little bewildered. She kind of took his eyebrows too.
Oh no!
Yeah.
For a while there on Twitter, there was somebody's picture of their cat going around where they lived with their parents, and the father got drunk, and it was summer, and decided that the cat was too hot. And so the cat let him do about half of it unevenly, and then decided no more. And then so that it escaped. And so they come home to the cat that's sort of part of its body and a little bit of its ruff is shaved.
Oh.
It's really strange.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's funny.
Okay, Deckard Kane Sender says, Steven, your dog is a juicer. And then Rumpus Superior says, what kind of dog do you have to shave the head off?
What's a juicer? What does that mean?
Pumping steroids?
Yeah.
I'm choosing to believe a literal juicer. Like it's got a little pointy pit and you do the citrus. That's what I'm choosing to believe it means.
It's pumping that turmeric.
Have you tried with a grapefruit on
On top of your dog's head. Steven does have a shake with him right now.
What?
Steven does have a shake with him right now. Maybe he made that shake using his dog.
I finished it. It's all done.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Yeah. That's so I don't have a clinking fork throughout the entire episode. I just
Thank you.
I took it.
Everybody wants to use their clinking forks on live mics.
I don't have time to eat until this moment, and it's just I don't know how
So
to do
I
both.
appreciate you muting it. Thank you.
I mean, Yang Yang didn't quite send us text that said, "I will take that fork and stab you in the eye with it," but it was close. It was getting there.
It was in the subtext. Let's all be honest.
Yeah.
Wait, Eric, you didn't
Yeah.
receive that text I sent you? Okay. I will send some more next time.
It won, and I have my Wrestle8 dice too. I don't know if the currently on Chrome it's too. Oh, maybe
It's kind of
not so bad.
pleasant, yeah. It's ASMR,
okay.
ASMR sounds.
I mean, if it's Norse Foundry, that's a beautiful sound. Those aluminum dice.
Oh wait, do we? Well, we
Ooh.
don't have a recorded recap this time, do we?
We do actually.
Oh.
It is a little bit of a surprise. I don't know if Aaron wants to talk a little bit about it because we do have 4 minutes to go, and
And I have
Yeah, I'm
food
gonna
to
step
eat.
away.
I'm a little like, maybe it's just a surprise. No, poor Allie is sick, so no Shay's recap. So we were like, what should we do? And the text ones, I used to make the text ones. They take a little while. So I was like, maybe we could just have a completely nonsense Havilar recap. So
Nice.
yes, so enjoy. For anybody who has come late, real quick, there we are running a giveaway, so you can check out the commands in the corner. It's for the book Innate Magic, and if you are outside the U.S., use the command !ticket to enter. If you are in the U.S., please use !enter to enter. And
also, before you go away, I want to give huge props to Allie for those because I did it and I thought Yang said try to make it about 2 minutes long, and it got through and I was like, that was good. I was entertaining. That's great. And then I exported it and it was 4.5 minutes long, and I'm like, damn it.
yeah, it's because we always run over.
Challenging.
We're even over today. Okay, I just have to run this, but real quick, thank you so much for the subs, Monk of Greyhawk and Robert and Emerson. We appreciate you. Okay, see you in a bit.
Okay, so you don't have a recap because Shay got sick. But fortunately, I've been watching things in this like scrying doohickey that the Raven Queen uses to spy on people because, guys, it's real boring in the spooky castle. And I mostly remember what happened. I'm kind of an expert on recaps, so I'm going to help. So this is what happened. First of all, everybody came back. Half of them remember making a deal with Manshun, the Dark Lord of the Zhentarim. I think when you call yourself a Dark Lord, you're compensating for things. Half of them don't. Simeon showed up, did not have 20 amulets like he promised. I think Illara miscalculated the market for magic items. And they had to do some swappery. Sturge had to trick people so they didn't know that there was Zhentarim non-detection amulets and not Zhentarim non-detection amulets, because nobody wanted to tell the other people that they did that deal, which is not a good idea. You shouldn't make deals with evil people. I'm going to tell you, it doesn't go well. Anyway, then the next thing was everybody slept except Rogar, who went out carousing, and a thing happened, but I'm going to tell you that last, because the other thing that they did was they went to find the Count of Coins treasure. Do you guys remember the Count of Coins? Because that was really cool because he got chopped in half. That was my favorite part of this show I watched. But then it wasn't like a treasure map. It was like a tower that was super guarded, and Rogar turned ethereal and he looked everywhere to find the treasure. And then he found Umber Hulk, and then he tried to go in a door that he was not supposed to go into, and he got knocked unconscious. And everybody was like, "Oh no, Rogar! Oh no!" Except if they had seen what I saw when he went out carousing, they maybe wouldn't say that because he is in league with the Golden Raven. Yes, and she also took his non-detection amulet, which I think is stupid. That's really not cool, Rogar. So I hope they fix him soon. But first they have to save him, maybe. Or maybe don't, guys. Maybe leave him so he doesn't trick you. And that's what happened on the last episode of Westgate Irregulars. Come save me from Spooky Castle, guys.